What is going on, guys? And welcome back to another video. I apologize for my nasally voice. I ended up going to Dallas this weekend for the Rise Christmas party and ended up getting sick, bringing something back with me. And so my sinuses are still very congested and I'm trying to get over it. I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm back to working out and all that type of stuff. But the nasaliness of the voice has prolonged its stay. So this honestly is one of the most anticipated videos I have ever had. I've had more people hit me up about this video than probably like my Omegle videos, which is pretty crazy. A lot of people want to know what happened and what my reasoning was for dropping my clothing sponsor Raw Gear. Now there are a bunch of things that I do want to say about this, but the main thing that I want to start off with is a lot of people really don't like Raw Gear. There's a lot of competition in the fitness apparel space, like whether you're Team Young LA or you like Gymshark. I don't know if fitness people even like Gymshark anymore. But there's a lot of differing opinions, and a lot of people do not like Raw Gear as a brand, and that's okay. But the thing is, a lot of people really want me to bash them super hard, and a lot of people have very strong feelings towards the company. And that's not something that I want to do at all in this video. I don't think that it would really be right to sit here and bash a company that's given me so much opportunity over the past year and really was my first clothing sponsor to begin with in my career. So it just really wouldn't be a good look at all. But yeah, I'll just try to explain to you guys. I'm gonna try not to edit this video as much as I possibly can. I'll probably have to cut out some parts of it that I either talk too long or I just end up saying something that I didn't mean to say. But I'll try to keep this as raw as I possibly can and just explain to you guys why I ended up doing this and why I personally think that it's the best option for me. So I informed Raw Gear a while back that I had plans to drop them, and I basically told them that I was planning on going with another fitness apparel company. And that company is Whole Strength. Nice little voice crack there. That company is Whole Strength. This is a Christian-based athletic apparel brand. You've probably seen me wearing their stuff. Their CEO, Justin, is probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and he sent me a ton of stuff even while I was sponsored by Raw Gear. Even though I wasn't allowed to promote it, he sent me a ton of their clothes. I really like their clothes. I really like the idea of what they were trying to do and create in the fitness space. But yeah, I pretty much had no plans to switching over to them until and this is a little bit of a story time, but I ended up going to the Olympia this year, if you guys watched my Olympia video. And one of the coolest people that I got to meet on my trip to Orlando was the winner of the 212 Olympia named Derek Lunsford. Now, Derek Lunsford is a very strong Christian, and I got to watch him win the 212 division live. And he basically gave this long speech and basically just gave all of the glory to God. Talked about his faith and talked about everything that he had been struggling with and how God had helped him through the entire thing. And honestly, I was sitting in that stadium live listening to that, and I was just getting crazy goosebumps. And I was thinking, like, look at this guy. He just won the Olympia, and he's up there, and he probably has so many other people that he needs to thank, so many other things that he has to say, and yet he's up on that stage, and he's talking about how God helped him through it, and how his faith has changed his life, helped his bodybuilding career, and just had an incredible impact on his overall well-being. And after listening to that speech, I actually got to talk with him about 20 minutes the following day, where we talked about Christianity, we talked about spreading Christianity and all of that type of stuff. And he basically told me, and he said, hey man, he said, it's something that a lot of people are really gonna look down on you for, but it's something that we should always be trying to show, and we should always trying to be show God's glory through us. And growing up in a pastor's family, I've always been a little bit scared of going the Christianity route, because I didn't want people to think that I was trying to force them into something, or trying to force them to adopt Christianity. It really wasn't about that, and I didn't want to in turn push people further away from the faith. But I also didn't want people to think that I was using my Christianity to sort of either virtue signal or make even more of a name for myself, like sort of, using Christianity for clout. I didn't want people to think that, and so I kind of steered away from it a lot. And a lot of the content that I post, I really don't talk about my faith all that much. But after he said that, I was really, really convicted. And I sort of looked at all of the content that I have been producing over the years. And I thought, yeah, I'm getting people into the gym. I'm, helping them feel better about themselves. But how am I actually helping these people become better versions of themselves, and think on a deeper level, and maybe even grow closer to God, because that's something very important that I do. That's an impact that I do want to have on people, but I don't feel like I've done that very well. And so right after I had that really long conversation with him, that's when I actually decided that I was going to drop my sponsor, Raw Gear. And so not a whole lot to say against Raw Gear, but honestly, I just felt like they didn't really fit my brand anymore. They're super mainstream, they're based out of Los Angeles. And so I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a turn and focus more on a company that had a mission that I really aligned with, and one that I thought that I could grow with, help minister to people, and not only through obviously just like preaching the gospel and that type of stuff, but also just through making great fitness clothes and making people feel like they're a part of a community that cares about their faith, but also is very interested in bodybuilding, fitness, and working out and all that type of stuff. So I don't, honestly, a lot of people really wanted me to bash hard on Raw Gear, but I don't have anything that bad to say about them. I love their clothes still. My wardrobe still consists of a majority of their clothes. I will be keeping those clothes. I will not be burning them. They are very high quality. But yeah, it was a decision that I decided to make because I felt like it fit exactly where I wanted to go. To be honest with you guys, over the past month, I've been very, very demotivated to make videos, just because I am in off season. So I've been training really, really hard. I've been putting in a lot of work into bodybuilding, but I just haven't been recording a whole lot of it. I actually recently got a girlfriend around a month ago, and that's been taking up quite a bit of my time as well. But I've sort of just been realizing that everything that I used to do, it just didn't appeal so much to me anymore, the content that I used to produce. And if I wanted to, fall back in love with it, I needed to make some sort of change. What I think that a lot of people don't really understand is that I'm honestly not in this for the clout. I'm not in this for the views anymore. I feel like I used to be that way a little bit. It sort of died off, as things started working out, as I started gaining more traction in the fitness community. I feel like I lost that sort of self-absorbed want for the more views, more likes, more followers, all that type of stuff. And I sort of realized that social media isn't like, it doesn't show your worth. And for so long I tied my worth to my social media. But I feel like that's really changed over the past couple months, and I'm sort of realizing more what really matters in life. So I've pretty much decided that if I use my platforms anymore, I want to use them for helping people more than just work. I get requests for Omegle videos all the time. If I wanted to be bigger in the fitness community, if I wanted to have more followers, if I wanted to have more views, I would just make an Omegle video every week. And I think you guys know that. A couple of them have hit 1 million views. And so many people, I get DMs every single day, like people asking for Omegle videos. Please, like, post more Omegle videos. I love your Omegle videos. And as much as I did enjoy the amount of engagement that I got from making those videos, it just wasn't the type of content that I really wanted to be making. And in the long run, that's just not sustainable. But I am so excited to be working with this apparel company now, Whole Strength. The quality of the clothes is great, especially considering just how long they've been around. Like, they don't have nearly the amount of clothes or variety or quality that Raw Gear has, but they're doing really well for how long they've been around, and they do a great job at making you feel like you're a part of a community when you buy from them. And that is honestly what I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to growing with this brand and aligning myself with it. So if you guys want to shop any of this stuff, be sure to go to Whole Strength and purchase some clothes. I believe my code is still BEATON, so if you want to use code BEATON, it's either, I think it's 10% off. I think it's 10% off. I think it's just like Raw Gear. So I hope I didn't ramble too much, but that is pretty much the end